There are people that are carrying knowledge or carrying wisdoms that they may not be aware that they're carrying. Assalamu alaikum. This scattered thought is going to involve a bit of a plug because it's something that I've thought about over the past couple of days as I've witnessed and just observed how the interactions are taking place in Andalus Book Club. If you haven't heard about this, you don't know what I'm talking about, go to andalusonline.org, check out in the description box, the link is in the description box, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Andalus Book Club is this online book club that I started, and all the details are on the website. But anyways, I'm looking at some of the interactions, some of the posts that have been put up. And my idea behind it is that I would be going through this book with the members, and my style of teaching is, I don't know if you want to call it Socratic, but it's a conversational one, where we have a discussion, you and I, and we talk about certain subject matter, and the intent behind it is, even though I'm technically the teacher, I'm also trying to learn something, because I haven't encompassed all of knowledge, of course, and I don't have your background, I don't have your educational background or your life experience or anything that's related to what makes you the person that you are. So there's a bit of a selfish thing in that, where I wanted to get perspectives from everybody, and getting everyone together in this one place, talking about this one book and sharing what they've come across, provides this rich learning environment where you get out of a book more than you would if you were to just read it on your own by yourself, or if you were to just listen to somebody talk to you about the book through a podcast or through a video lecture. So just yesterday there was a post put up by Abdul Hakim, and he collected these points about a passage that I wanted people to discuss. And the passage was about formalism in Islam, the idea that we revert back to a rigid formalism, and it has kind of an implication with regards to identity and forming identity as a Muslim. And the points he brought up, and he even shared a couple of clips from Sheikh Hamza Yusuf and Dr. Abdul Hakim Quick, and just talking about what happened with Muslim scholarship over history, especially at the point of colonization. Because we're talking about Albert Mimi's The Colonizer and the Colonized, and how that impacted Muslim scholarship and its engagement, and Muslim scholarly engagement with the world and the subject matters that we're dealing with today. Now, we could talk about what makes people doubtful, what makes Muslims doubt their religion, all of these different things, but there's this kind of issue that Abdul Hakim shared, and he had these points about it, and it just got me thinking that, subhanAllah, this is a member who, from his perspective, he's coming in because he wants to learn something. That was his initial intent. But the roles have switched, where I became the student and he was the teacher at that moment. And it just, the things that he shared, and of course, we go back and forth and we reply, but the idea is that, and this is why I don't like titles. People say Sheikh, Ustad, all of that. I don't like titles because they set up a psychological dynamic between the student and the teacher in a way that I believe it has a bit of an unhealthy side to it, where the teacher might subconsciously even elevate him or herself to a point where they may not feel like they're there to learn, they're there to impart knowledge, and the student is there to take in knowledge and in a way almost surrender their intellectual guards a little bit and their skepticism, where they just take in the knowledge. And what I love about what's going on with the forum right now, and this is why it's scattered thought and it's a plug. I'm not trying to, if you're not there, I suggest you get in there, because you'll benefit from it. But the scattered thought I get from it is, when you're out there in a halaqah, or if you're teaching or a student, make sure that you are not turning down, if you're a student, that you don't turn down your skepticism, your critical thinking, just because the person in front of you happens to be going with the title of Ustad or Sheikh or Imam or whatever. That you're always engaged, you're mentally engaged with that. And on the other hand, if you're a teacher, recognize that there are people that are carrying knowledge or carrying wisdoms that they may not be aware that they're carrying. And if you approach life and everyone around you with the attitude that you have something that I can learn from you, and I'm gonna look for that thing that I can learn from you, rather than, how am I higher than you? How am I better than you? How am I more educated than you? All of these kind of there's a hadith with the Prophet ﷺ, a man comes in and knocks on the door and he says, who is it? And he says, Ana, it's me. And the Prophet ﷺ said, Ana, كأنه كرهها. The Prophet ﷺ responded with, it's me, and it was in a distaste. He didn't like it because this ego, that it's me. So anyways, yeah, it's a plug and I'm gonna be shameless about it. If you haven't checked out Andalus Book Club, and if you're not a member, I suggest you become a member. At the very least, even if you don't actively engage in by posting, which I suggest you actually post, but even if you're not posting, each book now is gonna have this thread, these posts that go along with it, that go beyond just a book review. It's a deep analysis. This thing is going to be a repository of intellectualism by mainly Muslims engaged with the book, trying to understand how their being Muslim in the modern world is being impacted by the modern world. Anyways, again, scattered thought plus plug. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum. I hope you guys have been enjoying this content. I've changed the background a little bit and all of this stuff, and I'm adding more stuff to the channel. To show your support, the best thing you can do for me is to like the video and to share it with your friends and family and your social network, and just tweet it and Facebook it and all of this good stuff. Those of you who are able to give some financial support in some kind to help me make some more videos, I've got a few projects that I'd like to get into. You can go to my Patreon page. The link for it is in the description box, or you can link right here. You can click right here for it, and you can help me out through that way. So anyways, I'll check you next time.